Sunlight and Sunset. Written by Your Hero 404. On Tumblr. Everyone labeled the two of you as the happiest couple in all of the first years. The both of you were constantly sporting a toothy grin, laughing alongside your friends, and you were both a couple of goofballs. Sero looked up to you, actually. You seemed to hold your chin up high, acted like a natural-born leader. You were always the first person to offer your help, and the first person people warmed up to. You were the kind of person everyone was able to be friends with, and you were usually surrounded by others. But Sero knew something the others around you didn't. You'd call him in the middle of the night, voice barely above a whisper, and ask if he still loved you. You'd ask him if you were good enough, if you were doing the right thing in your life, if people were lying to you. There were countless nights the two of you would sit on the phone until the break of dawn, either talking in soft whispers about whatever topic popped into your minds to distract you, or you would lay in silence, just listening to the soft sounds of the other breathing so you didn't feel alone. Tonight was another one of those nights, though this time he was lucky the two of you had been moved to the same floor in the dorms. The moment he answered his phone and heard your tone of voice, he was immediately at his door and knocking on your own. When you answered, your entire being was downcast. Your eyes were puffy, your cheeks were tear-stained, your body was shaking. Pushing his way into your room and closing the door behind him, he had a hand on your lower back to lead you over to your bed, where he laid the both of you down. Without a second thought, you hid your face against his chest and choked back a sob, gripping his shirt in the process.
Are they lying to me?
You asked, your voice sounding small and broken as his heart shattered.
Why would anyone lie to you?
He whispered, running his hand through your hair.
What if they're only pretending to be my friend? What if they secretly hate me? Do you secretly hate me?
You panicked, finding it hard to breathe. Intrusive thoughts clouded your mind and your judgment, causing you to suddenly grow suspicious. Sero knew that. You couldn't help but wonder if the people around you were truly interested in knowing the real you, or if you were interested in the sunshine version of yourself. Your insecurities ate away at you when you were alone, making you feel like someone else.
I don't secretly hate you. I actually like you a whole lot,
he said, kissing your forehead gently before smiling against your skin.
And I know everyone else likes you too. All of you. Even the parts of you that feel like this. I mean, what is there to not like? You're like one of the parent friends to everyone. You take care of them and brighten their day. I mean, look. Sometimes you completely blind me with that smile of yours.
You took a deep breath, tilting your head up to look at him. Seeing the large smile on his face prompted you to laugh a bit, returning the gesture with a softer smile. He squinted, pretending to be blinded and shielding his eyes with his hands.
Ouch! Too bright! I'm burning!
He over-exaggerated, slowly sliding his body off of the bed to put on a show.
I'm melting! You're too bright!
He let his body slip to the floor. He held his hand up to stay in your view, slowly shaking it as he brought it down to drop to the floor beside him.
Too hot! I'm dying.
He turned his head to the side, sticking his tongue out as he pretended to die. You crawled to the side of the bed, laughing at how ridiculous he was being. Though you did realize he was doing it to get this exact reaction out of you. You placed a hand on his cheek, patting it gently before whispering,
Thank you.
Your face was buried in the crook of his neck while he used his arms to surround you, shielding you from the world. He took a moment to think about how you got to this position, and what he could do to mend the pain in your heart. The day started as it usually did, the two of you meeting in his room in the early morning to meditate together in silence for at least an hour. Fast forwarding past what he deemed a normal breakfast and class session, he focused on the training session you were in before lunch. You seemed happy as usual, only growing serious when you needed to focus. Otherwise, you were laughing loudly and joking with the rest of the class. Yet, when you came out of the locker room, you seemed downcast as you hung your head low, only to perk up and act as if nothing was wrong once you realized he was standing there. At lunch, you seemed to react the same way as you looked upon seas of other students laughing, smiling, and overall beaming with happiness, only to flip the switch again when someone engaged with you. He noticed as the rest of the day went on that you seemed to look at others with a hint of jealousy, before capturing his hand in your own, leaning against him with a bright smile and offering a handful of kisses to his cheek. Something was obviously bothering you. He could sense that from the beginning, but watching your actions gave him evidence that his senses were more than likely correct. After school, he immediately walked you to his dorm room and sat on his bed, opening his arms as a silent offering for you to come and talk to him, which you begrudgingly accepted as you sat on his lap. After what felt like ages, you spoke. "You think I'm attractive, right?" you asked in a whisper, tears threatening to fall from your eyes.
"You know looks don't matter to me."
"Does that mean you don't?" you whined, a hurt tone evident in your voice.
"That's not what I said. I said they don't matter to me. You're absolutely beautiful inside and out. It's more of a delightful addition to who you are,"
he explained carefully, a hand lightly running up and down the middle of your back. You both were silent for a moment before he spoke again.
"Is that what's been bothering you today?"
The strength you had holding your tears back broke. The moment the first tear rolled down your cheek, he quickly wrapped his arms around you, creating a sort of shield between you and the world, so you could let your guard down and weaknesses show in private. Your breath started to shorten as your body racked with sobs. He laid his head on top of yours and hummed softly, letting you get your emotions out for a while before whispering gentle compliments, reassuring you that he thought you were the most beautiful person in the world. He mainly kept it quiet, humming every now and again to calm you down or let you know he was listening. He took a glance down at you once you grew quiet, noticing that you'd fallen asleep. Putting his arms down, he was sure to put a hand on your lower back and run one through your hair to keep you feeling safe and keep you asleep. His eyes fell on your face as he analyzed it all. Your tired, puffy eyes, your tear-stained cheeks, the corners of your mouth that normally stretched to a smile drooped down low. You were always bright, warm, so strong and confident that he had moments where he wasn't sure he was worthy of your presence. Yet, even the sun had to go down for the night, just as your shine turned to dark with your negative thoughts and worries about yourself. He accepted you for who you were, both the sun and the moon. He'd always be willing to protect the entire day that you provided the world and love you through it all.